Let me start with you. After 2 weeks of talks in Geneva, it looks like we're headed for more talks now that'll take place in Nairobi in Kenya later this year. And all that, of course, is ahead of that conference in Kunming, China, the COP15 conference, which is expected to take place later this year. But what are your thoughts on the talks that took place in Geneva? Could more have been accomplished?
Definitely more could have been accomplished, but this is the equivalent, the biodiversity equivalent of the Paris Accords. And these goals need to be ambitious and they need to be thoroughly sketched out. So let's take the time to outline exactly what those goals are. And the indication coming out of Geneva is that we need to get to 30% protection of land and animals by 2030. And we hear similar sentiments across the grand climate ambitions that we have in reaching net neutral by 2050 to keep runaway temperature warming to max out at 1.5 degrees Celsius by the end of the century. So the goals that are coming out of these talks really need to simultaneously support the grander climate ambitions that were outlined in the Paris Accords. So let's take the time to make sure that we get it right. We are in our 6th mass extinction. We need to stave off 1 million species from going extinct, and we need to find the resources to do this. And it's not that we don't have the resources. We know coming out of these talks that we need to increase spending by 200 billion annually to 2030 to make sure we reach those goals of protecting 30% of land and animals by 2030. We can redirect the 6 trillion almost that is being subsidizing the oil and gas industry. There is money out there, and we need to count on investors and money managers to redirect capital away from those companies that produced risks in nature, rather redirect them to regeneration projects. So it's really critical now that we get this right.